Today on the channel, we've got the living legend of World War II, the Star-Spangled Sentinel of Liberty, America's greatest hero, Captain America, on Way I Got It Figured.
The Way I Got It Figured.
Some figure fans, Way I Got It Figured back. This time we're looking at a first time line. Marvel selects Captain America. This figure came out about a month ago. And of course I nabbed one. It was always on my agenda to get them. Just now getting around to the review. But certainly glad to finally get to it. This is one of a few Captain America figures being released by various companies this year. Sam Wilson as Captain America is getting a release as a Target exclusive. We'll be having that on the channel as well. And then we're also supposed to be getting, well, we, the community, supposed to be getting a Captain America from Medicom Toy, aka Mafex Captain America. And I plan to have all of them on the channel. So it's going to be quite a year for Cap. But as far as this one, it's been a long time since I bought a Marvel Selects figure. Certainly well before they started making them with all the enhanced posability and stuff that you see from regular figures. Like I have an Ultimate Captain America Marvel Select figure, and it's basically a brick. It's a cool figure, but it's, you know, it's not really an action figure. I have a Thor, same deal, Ultimate Thor. And they were very nice figures to get for their time if you were just displaying figures on a shelf or something like that. But I guess now Marvel Selects has entered into kind of the age of sort of playability with the figures, because, you know, from all accounts, this is a figure you can actually play with as an action figure. You know, put in various poses and all that sort of thing. So we're going to go over it as we always do. We'll go over the packaging. We'll get them out. I'll talk about Cap. You know, being my favorite superhero and all that. And get you out of here with some final thoughts. So starting as we always do with the package, you got the Marvel Select packaging, Captain America, collector's action figure and accessories, with accessories rather. Iconic shield. In the package you see comes with quite a few things. And this Cap is definitely like a 3-in-1 kind of figure. You can create his original look, his classic look as he kind of is in the box already, and even a little bit more of a modern take on him with the web belt. Some people like to put the straps on him, even though the straps are literally the straps for the shield, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, so thankfully the Marvel Selects packaging, there's not really a whole lot to go over with that. It's a lot different than Marvel Legends. On the side, you do have a nice picture of Cap. I guess this is John Buscema, I think, artwork. Very classic Captain America artwork. And on the back, you kind of see him in the different configurations, as I was alluding to. So you got his classic look, his original flavor, and then, like I said, a more modern take, but with the Steve Rogers head on, the mask, the cowl down around his neck. And of course you have some text. If you want to read this, you can pause the video. During World War II, The frail but courageous Steve Rogers was injected with an experimental super soldier serum, emerging from the treatment as the pinnacle of human physical potential. Outfitted with a patriotic costume and an iconic shield, he became the legendary Captain America. Though frozen in the ice for decades after a climactic battle, Cap re-emerged in modern times, continuing the battle against evil as leader of the Avengers. This Marvel Selects action figure of Captain America is based on his appearance in Marvel Comics. It includes interchangeable heads, hands, and accessories, and features 16 points of articulation. And it says who it's designed by and sculpted by. So like I said, thankfully, that's a pretty short kind of going over of packaging. So we're going to get Cap out and see what we got. All right. So we've got the living legend of World War II out of the package with all of his accessories. He does come with quite a few things, so we'll go over them as quickly as we can. So first off, just first impressions of the figure. It looks really good. Seems to pose well. I'm a little worried about the paint, but you know, I handle my figures with care anyway, so it's not a big deal. But I do think that, you know, the paint's not going to stay on like a Marvel Legends or something like that would. So starting with the accessories, I guess we'll go over the heads first. So you've got Steve Rogers portrait. Kind of a stoic, semi-modernist take. It certainly looks like he has kind of a classic hairdo, but of course he is a man out of time. Then you got his original mask from Captain America Comics #1, 1941. Which is very interesting. You know, the comic came out in 1941, before America had entered the Second World War. But like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they had him show up later, like in 1942. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's the original release of the comic book, 1941. Then, of course, you've got the cowl sort of down that can go on his neck when Steve Rogers' unmasked head is on. Then you've got the harness belt that is not an accessory. It's not like a part of his outfit that he just has on. It's actually the shield. It's actually the straps to the shield. So even though you can't really do it that well with an action figure, the shield has adjustable straps. And in fact, they even had him use the straps in the movie. In Endgame, Cap, you know, straps the shield to his arm, which was kind of wounded at the time. But it's basically that, you know, it's not straps for his outfit, which everybody seems to want to do. That said, Avengers #14 just released last week, and in it, the guy has Captain America running around with the straps on his back, whether the shield's in his arms or on his back. And clearly he was using, either this or potentially the 20th anniversary Marvel Legends Captain America as the visual reference, because I'm like, nobody else has done this. You know, it annoys me to no end. But, you know, I'm also not going to tell you that, hey, you can't do it. You know, you don't. It just, in my opinion, makes Cap look like some kind of like belt fetishist or something if you have those on. No shield. Then you also have this combat belt. It's like a web belt. And somewhere in the late 90s or early 2000s, I think people started kind of drawing them with this. Dave Johnson definitely was drawing Cap with a, like a, you know, kind of a utility belt-ish, military-ish belt. And I always liked the idea of that because Cap was a soldier. And, you know, it makes sense. So this is more of a modern thing, but I do like it. I like, you know, I like him having the extra belt. And now we see it all the time. You know, the Ultimate Cap had it. The, you know, regular Cap sometimes would just have a belt on. And I think the first time I ever saw it, though, wasn't even on Captain America. It was on a character called Torch of Liberty that was a Captain America takeoff that John Byrne did for the Legends imprint and Dark Horse Comics in the 90s. He wore a Captain America-ish costume, but he had, you know, the belt on like this. And maybe The Fighting American, which was another comic book by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby of another shield-carrying, star-spangled kind of superhero. I think he had belts like that. So it's not a new phenomenon, but it is a more popular kind of recent phenomenon. So, you know, and I definitely subscribe to it. I like it. I like the idea of that because he's a military guy in a sense anyway. So then you get 5 extra hands, which might seem like a weird number of hands, but one of the hands is a pointing hand, so he comes with that in the package. But the rest of them are all identical. You have a gripping hand, a fist, and a chopping / saluting hand. So, you know, really this is the odd hand out, but it's what comes with them in the package. And then, of course, you've got the shields. Can't have Cap without the shield. And this is the original shield from Captain America Comics #1. And you can take the handle off in order to accommodate the straps for the shoulder straps. It just kind of goes on like that. I thought that was a really nice take. And aside from the actual front of the shield, you do get a nice silver metallic looking back. I don't think this is painted. I think this is the color of the plastic, but it looks good. I like it. And then, of course, we've got the 50-pound concave disc that everybody knows worldwide. Captain America's shield. Paint app's really nice on it. Has that same sort of removable part. And then you've got the inside. And actually, I think this is painted. I think the shield is actually cast in red and this is painted. There you go, there. I really like how they did that. It's very nice, and it works nice too. You know, you just kind of clamp it down on there, and now Cap can hold a shield. So there's a discussion of the parts. Let's take a quick look at Cap. And the portrait is nice. Looks like a really just kind of classic version of Cap. And you do have in here very nice details. You can see small areas of where the chainmail is in there. So it's nice that they made sure that you got the chainmail in there. And it's very slight, but it's definitely there. Should even be able to see it in the camera. Got his correctly star adorned back, which is also cool. On X-Men 97, they have him with no star on the back, so you know, I was trying not to get annoyed. Probably failed because I'm bringing it up now. And his usual belt, silver buckle. Yeah, it's just a good looking figure. So for articulation, Cap can actually T-pose. He has a modest ab crunch. Kind of go back there, down to about there. You can look up. You can look down. His neck is on a, he's got a head and neck joint basically. Obviously, the waist can swivel, 360 if you want to. You can do a decent kick. Leg goes back to about there. And he has, you know, double jointed pinned knees that do a pretty good job of posing. The only thing that he doesn't seem to have that a Marvel Legends has is he's got boot cut, and of course he's got ankle pivot. So the only thing that he seems to lack from a standpoint of comparison to Marvel Legends is that he has no thigh cut. His thigh is just his thigh. So there's that. But he definitely seems to move well enough. Pretty good. You can give him a super duper. You know, I don't even think my Marvel Legends caps can do this kind of a split. So there's that. But he doesn't have like drop down legs or anything. He's got this hole in his back, but I'm not sure what it's for. So yeah, there you go, Captain America. So I'm gonna get him geared up, and we'll take a look at him like that. So I'll be right back. All right, so we got Cap with his saluting hand on, his shield, and his web belt. So there's your classic look, your, you know, Neo classic look, I'll say. And then you can, of course, pop the head off. Comes off very easily. I'm gonna sort of hold the cowl in place like that. And then pop in Steve Rogers neck. There you go. Looks good, of course. That way. Stick the shield on like that. The classic shield, the original shield rather. You can roll with it like that. You can put his shield on his back. Got the straps there. Looks really cool. And I guess if you want to give him a more OG look, it looks great. Looks great in all the possible configurations. And I'm just doing basic poses with them. So as you can see, you got some flaking here of the paint, and that's what I mean with these Diamond Select figures. They're not painted the same as a Marvel Legends figure. You gotta, you know, trying to be easy with them. I don't see where it came off of anything, but that was definitely a paint flake. There you go. Got him posed up again with the classic head. Yes, this is a really good figure. It's a great figure. I'm very happy with it. It's definitely going to be a one-off for me, but I'm glad to have it for sure. So, I guess that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Marvel Selects Captain America from Diamond Selects. Yeah, you know, I think he's worth the hype. I think he lives up to, you know, kind of the hype on the figure. He's really good. I don't know. It's tough to say, right? It's like I don't expect Marvel Legends level posability, even for what that is. This is a really good figure. It's gonna stand as a one-off in my collection. I don't really collect Marvel Selects. You know, I don't want to be collecting every Marvel line, but I'm making an exception for Captain America and a couple of heroes here and there in different lines. As I said, I'm going to definitely be picking up the Mafex Captain America, but you know, as a one-off, this is a great figure. It makes a great gift. I wish I didn't have to buy it for myself. This would be like an awesome gift, you know, if somebody would like to give me this, or, you know, my wife buy it for me or something like that. I think it's great. It's gonna stand in a nice place of honor on my shelf. Yeah, if you can find them, certainly pick them up. You know, maybe you can put them on your desk at work or something like that. It's awesome. It's definitely going to be a 10 for me, dog. I like this figure. I like it a lot. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I do have an upcoming review from yet another line that we don't really cover very much on the channel, where I'll actually be able to perhaps do some comparisons with Marvel Select Captain America. So, you know, you'll probably be seeing them again here in a bit. But for now, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks everybody for watching. And if you're new to the channel, certainly subscribe. You know, give a like at the video if you made it this far. I appreciate it. I appreciate both. And you know, we got plenty more action figure goodness coming your way. So I'm going to sign off here. Till the next video, everybody stay safe. Peace.
The way I got it figured.